Hi guys, welcome back. It's time for part 2, which is all about eye brushes. And you're probably thinking, really? You have that much to say about eye brushes? Yeah, I do. One of the reasons that the eye brush video needs its own video is because of all the different kinds of eye brushes there are and what they do. I don't know if I mentioned this in the first video or not, but I cleaned house. I've gotten rid of a lot of brushes that I'm not using. I mean, what's the point in having a ton of brushes that you don't use? So I got rid of my eyebrow brushes for this. I have never used an eyebrow brush that's better than this. So I got rid of my traditional angled style spoolie brushes. If you like that style, Anastasia Beverly Hills makes a pretty good one. If you're going to use that kind of brush, you're probably using it for pomade or powder. And I think it works best if it is stiff. But after I discovered this brush, all of those went away. And that would be the Lancome number 27. It would remind you of that old school kind of nylon type of synthetic. But for this particular use, I find it works really good. It's shaped different. As you can see, it's not shaped like the other brushes. It's angled on both ends and it has a point. If your preference isn't a pencil, then I think you need this brush. It has a nice spoolie on one end and then of course this end right here, and I keep the little protector that came with it to make sure that doesn't get messed up. The next thing that I kept was this, and this one is by Sephora. It's the number 21 brow comb. It's like for hair, and it does a good job of going through your hairs and blending. And then this end is the comb. If my eyelashes are really clumpy and a spoolie will not do, then I will carefully come through with this comb and separate the lashes. It reminds me of a girlfriend that I used to watch before I wore makeup. My girlfriends were allowed to wear makeup and I would watch them. She would take a straight pin and come into her eyelashes and go through each eyelash to make sure that they were all separated. Is the rounded dense eye brush. My favorite one is by Sonia Kashuk, and I can't show it to you because she doesn't make that brush anymore. But this one is the Delium 767 and it does a similar job to that one. It is smaller, but notice that it's kind of dense and round. Let's just say you're that girl that wants to throw in a crease color and go out. This brush will get that done for you, be that cream or powder. All you have to do is come into your shadow and go, you're done. It does that good a job. The fluffy rounded dense blending brush, and I'm going to show you the 221 by Zoeva. And yeah, it's dirty because I've used it. I really enjoy brushes like this because I don't have really small eyes, so I can use this kind of a brush in multitudes of ways. This will put a crease color in my crease and pretty much stay there, but I can also then just bring it right up and transition it. I like this brush with or without color. And what I mean by that is sometimes you want to go in with a clean blending brush to really soften out the color. Now we're going to talk about what I think is everybody's favorite blending brush. This is typically what people think of when they think of a blending brush, I think. The tapered blending brushes come in various lengths and diameters depending on your eyes. So you can get all kinds of these. I'm going to show you a few of my favorites. We're going to pull this one out first because even though this is a tapered blending brush, it's meant to be used for your eyes. But like we said in the last video, hey, if you want to use this on your face, then you just go right ahead and do it. And that's what I do with this brush. This brush is meant to put color into your crease. Like if you want a color to be in your crease and not in the transition, this brush is a good one because look how long that is. It's tapered, okay, so it comes to a point here. and it gets in the crease and it stays right there in the crease. So that's what it's meant for. It's really good for that. It's the Sigma E48. What I use this for is to contour my nose. The reason is because of the length and this point on the end. What I will typically do with this brush is I will come through my Kevin Aucoin or whatever powder I have that I want to use, and then laying it right up here on my nose, I will just bring it straight down. Straight down. It applies just the right amount of product, and then I can go into my powder with the tip and then buff it out. I have 3 of these because I love this brush so much. It's the E36, and let me tell you, Sigma has a 2-year warranty on their brushes. Anything goes wrong with that brush, if you bought it from Sigma, okay? There's a lot of counterfeiters out there. So I recommend, if you're gonna buy any of these brushes, that you get them from the people who manufacture them. The bristles on this brush are really pinched down at the ferrule, but they're fluffy and there's not a lot of them. It's really a great brush for getting right in the crease. And because it's so little, I think it does an excellent job of laying color in the crease only. It's going to work for my eyes, for smaller eyes, for hooded eyes. This is a great brush, and it has an added advantage of being able to work the outer V, like for precision control of a color, or underneath your eye. The E36 is a fantastic brush. The Wayne Goss number 20. If you guys have small eyes and you really want to work your crease, this is such a divine brush. Look at it, okay? It is so wonderful. I can't highly recommend this enough. It does come in the Wayne Goss set, which I'll show you in a little bit, but it's the number 20. You can purchase it on its own, and it's my favorite brush of the Wayne Goss brushes. And truth be told, I reach for these the most. I do. And as with all brushes that I dearly, dearly love, I have multiples of them because I reach for them all the time. So this one here is the E35. I really like this. It goes right in here. It lets me blend up in the transition. And this is the E40. Can you see the difference between these two? So this one here is more dense. This one is splayed out more. And this is a really good example of how different brushes do different with powders. This one here, because it's so much denser, will put the powder or the color in and it will be more intense. This one here will blend it out and be more sheer. So the smaller and more dense a brush is, the more color payoff you're going to get. The larger and fluffier the brush is, the more sheer the application. Watch as I move this brush across the back of my hand. Note how the bristles kind of follow each other. They're following the leader there. Kind of move together. Very soft, but dense. This one here, watch what happens when I do that same thing. Same amount of pressure, but watch. Oh, what? These bristles are splaying out, see? So this brush is going to give a more dense application of powder, while this one will be more sheer. I'm just going to take this brush and I'm going to go make an X. I made an X twice. See the color? And I made an X twice. See the color? As you can expect, this is going to be more dense than this. See how that's splayed out more? It's more soft and diffused because look at these bristles. So that's what you need to think about when you decide which brush you want to use. What do you want the shadow to do? Do you want it to be more concentrated or do you want it to be more blended out? You might remember from the first video that we talked about Duo Fiber. And I have 2 favorites for Duo Fiber. What Duo Fiber does really well is give a more sheer application. But if you're kind of skittish of a shadow and you want to make darn sure you don't really get too much, that's when I come in with the Duo Fibers. The MAC 285. I love this brush so much that I'm stuck on it. Do you see how sheer that is? That's that same Bahama Mama color that we did just a little bit ago. Look how sheer that is. For giggles, let's go back in here again with the Sigma E35. And I'll get some again on here. And watch. So this is the Sigma E35. And this is the MAC Duo Fiber. You see how easy that is to control? If you're working with a color like hot pink and you want to diffuse it in your crease and transition it up, maybe a Duo Fiber brush would be a better choice for you. The next one I love comes from a company called Beauty Junkies. And at one time I had all their brushes, their sponges and everything, but I have over the years let people take them, sent them to people, and this is the only one I have left, and I have 3 of these. Because I love this brush that much. It is supposed to be for your face, but I don't use it for my face. I believe you're supposed to detail under your eyes, around your nose, or whatever with it. That's what it was created to do. It's called the Pro Detailer. But I use it for my eyes, and I love it because of the way it's shaped. It's tapered, but look how it's shaped. Look how it is from the side, and it's flat. So you could actually use it on your eyelid, use it on the outer V, use it in the crease. I typically like to do outer V work with this brush. I love taking it into a black or a dark shadow. I just pat right in like this, and then I come to my eye and I go like that, and then I turn it and hit up here. So down and up. And a shader brush is meant to pack shadow on your lid, be that cream or powder. So these are the brushes that I can't do without, and 2 of them. I have 3. That's a popular number for me, right? I have 3 of these, each of these 2. But let's talk about the Big Daddy first. This brush was sent to me by Sigma. I probably wouldn't have chose this, but now that I have it, I really, really like it. It's the E52. And what this thing is really good for is the one and done. If you have a day where you just want to take a shadow and go all over your lid, this one. And I use it all the time to set my primer. This one's my favorite for shimmer. I love this thing for shimmer, and the reason is because I think it handles wet really good. And I will take MAC Fix Plus or a setting spray, get this thing wet, dip down into shadow, and go on my lid with it. I think I couldn't be without this. I think that you should also have the MAC 242. This is the E46. It is really different. Look at it. This is a very thin, pointed shader. It's dense. And what this is really good for is right here. If you have trouble putting an inner corner highlight in and it taking over your eye, or getting too much, you get too much of it, it gets down here, it gets everywhere you don't want it to be. You want to precisely put your inner corner highlight in or under your brow. You want to precisely do that. Then I think that this, but actually it's called the inner corner shader, but I think this is a really good one. And then we come to these 2. Like I said, I have 3 of this and 3 of this. These are my holy grail shaders, and they're both from Sephora. One of the reasons I love these is because it's not too big. I prefer a smaller shader, and the reason is because I don't want the shimmer getting up in my crease so much. And these small detailer shaders let me control a lot better where I put the shadow on my lid. That would be the number 18 small shader. Look how small that is. Such a good brush. And then this one is the number 15 small eyeshadow. Look at them together. I'm going to introduce you to my 2 favorite kinds of lash brushes, and that would be this flat definer. Sometimes I refer to it as a pusher because I'm pushing shadow with it. And then the angled brush. So these are both Sigma. I have a lot of Sigma brushes. So this is the Sigma E15. As you can see, it's flat, and it's really good for getting up underneath here or coming into your lash line with shadow. Same with the E65, which is their angled brush, except this could also be used in your brows if you liked. And now we're going to talk about what I call the Holy Grail eyeshadow brush. And I call it that because this brush can actually do the whole eye look. If you can only afford one brush and you want it to be a good one, then I would say get the MAC 217. MAC 217, as in the one that they talk about, you can't get that brush anymore. So that was a natural hair brush, but now they're all synthetic. So you can't get it anymore. And I've been told, I don't know for sure, but I've been told it's nothing like the 217 of old. So I have 6 alternatives for you that you can get your hands on. We're going to talk about the Bobbi Brown eyeshadow brush first because it's not like the others. But you can still do your whole eye look with this brush. And what all of these brushes have in common is that they're pinched here at the base. From the side, they've got a little bit of girth to it. So you could feasibly take this brush just like the others and you can come into a shadow and pack it all over your eyelid, then come into the shadow this way and blend. Okay, you can turn it on its side and come underneath your eye. You can wipe it off with a microfiber towel and then come into another color up here and transition. This kind of a brush is going to be able to let you do the whole look if you have to. I still don't recommend doing it, but if you have to and you can only afford one good brush, that would be this one, the Bobbi eyeshadow brush, the Zoeva 227. This is made of both synthetic and natural hair bristles. The one that I think is the closest to being a dupe, and that would be the E25 by Sigma. You've got the Wayne Goss number 18, the Chikuhodo T7, and this one here, but I like it the least, and the only reason is because this tends up here to splay out. You see how it splays more? It needs to be pinched up here a little bit more. Still, it will accomplish pretty much the same thing. Because it has more splay to it, though, it makes it a little harder coming underneath your eye. Now I'm going to try and attempt to answer a question that's been sent to me twice, and that would be, if I'm going to spend money on luxury brushes, should I get Sonia G or Wayne Goss? And here's my answer. Get them both. If you can afford this, then go to Beautylish and put it on a payment plan and get them both. These brushes are nothing alike, and I'm not talking about appearance. They're like peas and carrots. They're like peanut butter and jelly. They go together great. I can't tell you I like one better than the other, but I can tell you that they don't apply product the same. These are more fluffy. These are more dense, but they both apply shadow beautifully. This is the whole Wayne Goss eye set. I only have 3 of hers that I bought individually. This one here is the Worker 3. So these are the only 2 that I have from the eye set, and they're nothing like these eye brushes. The Worker 3 can actually do a whole look. It absolutely can lay down shadow like a shader. It can blend like a blending brush. I've used it for my whole eye. Before we take off, I want to talk about my favorite brands, and I have categorized them in 3s. These are brands that make a good product, that do what they're supposed to do, and I feel like you can't go wrong if you purchase them. In the first category, in no particular order, are inexpensive, good quality brushes. These are going to be good brushes for people just starting out that want a whole set. The first one I want to talk to you about is Juno. Juno & Company makes brushes, and they're in the e.l.f. price range. But I think they're made a little bit better than e.l.f. and they have a distinct advantage that they are all these squared off handles. When you put down a Juno brush, it stays there. It doesn't roll. Unlike Juno, where all the brushes look the same, they're all black, they all have the same handle and whatnot, comes the brand Moda. And Moda brushes, you can find these like in Walmart. Moda is a division of Royal & Langnickel, which is a brush company that I really like here in Indiana. The third company is e.l.f. Okay, and there's more. There's so much more, but I can't list everybody. Just say e.l.f. And e.l.f. can be found in a variety of stores, from Walmart to CVS. Then we have what I call midline brushes, and they're excellent quality. They're going to hold up on you for years and years and years. That would be brushes like Sigma. And you've seen that I've showed you quite a bit of Sigma today, and I've been using Sigma brushes since before I ever had a channel. Sigma, as I've said before, somewhere, if I didn't cut it out, they have a 2-year warranty on all their brushes. You got to really think you got some good brushes to offer a 2-year warranty on brushes, because brushes get washed all the time. The next one is MAC. I have every MAC brush too that I've ever bought. They are so excellent. I love my MAC brushes. You might want to think about IT Cosmetics. IT Cosmetics makes some fantastic brushes, and I've still got all of the brushes that I've bought from IT Cosmetics. I don't think that you can beat any of these three for a midline brush. Luxury brushes and worth the splurge. You've seen all three that I prefer. Luxury, worth the splurge brushes would be this one, Sonia G. I don't know why I'm playing with this. The Sonia G brushes, the Wayne Goss brushes, and the Chikuhodo brushes. I was going to have Tom Ford in there, but I can't. In good conscience, I can't bring Tom in here and show it to you, because all the Tom Ford brushes I have and would recommend to you, they are the old brushes before they turned them all synthetic. And it's not that the synthetic ones aren't good. I just think that if you're going to go for a synthetic brush, then you can get cheaper ones. If you're still here, then I wanted to let you know that I'm doing a giveaway. And I'm really proud to be an affiliate of several brush companies. And I reached out to them and asked them if they would like to provide me with brushes. And I'm going to give the brushes to you. I'm going to have 3 winners. And the first winner is going to win the entire, whoops, get the little kabuki in here, the entire Juno brush line. I know. I am a Juno babe, so I got all of this in PR. But they sent this to me, and I have used their brushes before, and they're good. Like I said, they're one of my choices. So every brush that Juno sells is right here. And I'm going to send these and 2 of their sponges to one of you. The second winner is going to win Moda brushes. So as I said, Moda is a brand of Royal Lang & Nickel, who I am an affiliate of. And these brushes were sent to me. I opened them because I wanted to be able to show it. Okay, but this set here with this holographic bag has these brushes, which are all very soft. They've not been used. I just wanted to be able to show them to you. The Total Face brushes, these ones are purple, and the Prismatic Bold Eye set, and it has another bag. The third winner is going to win Sigma's Practic line. These are 5 of their brushes and their sponge. I won't be answering comments on this video because I want to keep it smaller in the comment section so that the comment picker can do its job faster. But I will read all of your comments and give you a heart. If you have any questions that you want to ask me, all you have to do is send me an email at GlitzyFritzy@gmail.com and I will answer you. All right, guys, I have nothing clever to say. So to be entered to win any of the 3, all you have to do is comment below, I want to be entered for makeup brushes. That's original, right? I hope you guys know that you're the best part of the Fritzy family. And if you're not having a blessed day, please go out and be a blessing to somebody else. Until next time, love you, see ya, bye, and I'm out.
Oh gosh, this is gross. What the heck, Mary? You could have cleaned this brush first. Don't look, Ethel! Oh yes, they call it the glob. That's supposed to be straight. Shh. These kinds of brushes come in various lengths and Garth Brooks. And then laying a brush alongside of her nose and giving a nod, bristles go up your nose. 10 Roof, Rusted, Love Shack, Baby Love Shack, Love Shack, Baby Love Shack. You know the B-52s. Except this is the E-52, not the B-52. E is for eyes. You know I heard it through the grapevine. How much longer? Don't sing that one. Sing, Jeremiah was a bullfrog. Dun-dun-dun. Was a good friend of mine. Dun-dun-dun. Never understood a single word he said, but I'm being a drummer with these brushes. All coming together. They're staying. They're following the leader, the leader, the leader. They're following the leader wherever he may go. Da-da, da-da, da-da. Where's my E35? It's my dang favorite brush. Where's it go? What is roll? Oh, there it is. I found it. First, because it's kind of not like the others. One of these things is not like the others. One of these things is... Nope, that's not how that goes. One of these things is just like the others. One of these things is kind of the same. It's not, though. So disregard. Wayne and Sonia sitting in a tree. K-I-S-S-I-N-G. How you doing? I'm doing fine. How are you? I'm just fine. I think we go together. Don't you? Like... peanut butter and jelly. Peanut butter and jelly. Peanut butter and jelly.